What's up, dudes? Max here, and talking a bit about the latest update that we've all been playing for Killer Instinct Season 2. Had my chance to mess around with a lot of different characters, and I probably put the most time into TJ combos specifically, but I think I got a pretty good grasp of how everyone plays in Season 2, and I kind of wanted to talk about it because Season 2 isn't just about the balance adjustments that were made per every character and how they kind of change the ways things are breaking and stuff like that. There's also that huge adjustment that happened to everything. And of course I did a lot of videos about it, and with the Microsoft guys to show you, but now that it's actually happened and we are playing with it and you feel how the game feels, that's what I wanted to discuss, is how the overall Killer Instinct game feels in comparison and what you have to look out for now, because it's quite literally a different game. I was kind of assuming this based off what they were explaining with the air breaker system and air counter breakers and everything, and it does change quite a bit. It is kind of striking to see special moves that are thrown out and to realize that, wow, you can actually counter break an uppercut now. You can actually counter break and catch somebody, or you could break that uppercut. Literally, if Jago was to throw you and do, forward roundhouse uppercut, you don't even have to break the forward roundhouse. You can actually break the uppercut, and Jago can even counter break you at the top of the uppercut. It looks kind of insane. And I think that's one of the bigger gripes I have with it, is that a lot of the fluidity of some of the counter break stuff doesn't look like great. It does fix a lot of the functionality. It's a general big nerf to characters like Glacius, because Glacius can no longer like lance you or combo you from full screen and then get free combo breaker opportunities, where he's kind of safe after counter breakers. It's a lot different for characters like Glacius, and you still see a lot of Glaciuses going for stuff like that. I think that stuff visually looks good when Glacius kind of teleports to the bottom of the screen to the opposite side and then comes up. That looks cool. It's when he misses and he goes like lunging forward and stuff like that. I think sometimes that stuff comes across as a little odd. But either way, the counterbreaker stuff, I like the functionality of it. I think the looks are going to need tweaking over time. The big thing that has changed that a lot of people seem to be talking about is the speed of the game. And what's funny is that I don't feel that Killer Instinct got any slower specifically. It's just that some things feel more stiff than they did in Season 1. And what I mean by this is that I don't think the moves changed. The moves specifically did not change, like the way your attacks act or the way that all your attacks act, but a lot of the ways your combos feel when you're actually mid-combo feel a little bit different. They did say how manuals were getting an additional 4-frame break window, but what happens is that 4-frame break window literally translated to more hit stop. That means that when your hit or your button contacts with an enemy, that the amount of time that they're stuck, in reeling back animation, or the amount of time that you're stuck in throwing out your recovery from that move, whether it's a normal or special, anything, is gonna last about 4 frames longer. And because of it, a lot of combos feel like they're, the way that they're composed don't have the same flow that they might have had in Season 1. Some stuff does still feel really good, like on Fulgore for some reason, his still feels great, and I don't even know if anything really changed with Fulgore. But for some characters like Jago, it's a big difference. The manual system being kind of even for everyone now, and because it's even, you have this kind of like weird look to combos now. Like everyone's combos kind of feel a little bit more robotic, especially when it comes to manuals because of how long you're kind of stuck in state. While in Season 1, one thing kind of flowed to the next because you did actually cancel out of it. This is all very technical, Killer Instinct stuff when it comes to how the game feels. But I don't think it's necessarily bad, but there is a lot of people that are, have gripes regarding it. Some people like it because it makes manuals easier for everybody, and I think that's one of the better things about the new manual system is that, yes, it did get easier for every character. The only character it really kind of nerfed is technically Jago, because he could manual off of everything, and he was the manual monster. But my biggest gripe comes down to how you're kind of locked into a lot of animations. The good thing is that this is the early access to Killer Instinct Season 2. We haven't gotten any confirmation if the what's being delivered on October 15th is going to have updates to TJ or anything like that. We only know that Maya is going to be coming out along on that date, as well as the new user interface, which I think looks pretty good. I haven't had my say on the new UI for Killer Instinct Season 2 yet, but I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks better than what was in Season 1. It doesn't have the same, charismatic flair as some of the old Killer Instinct games. It doesn't have the same personality. But I am a fan of the color design, which is blue and red. I think those colors contrast really well with each other and is very KI-ish. And I kind of like the futuristic look of it, but I will agree it's not It's not very Killer Instinct. I've seen it in motion a little bit more than the basic shots that were released, and it does look a little bit better, especially based off that that live stream that Iron Galaxy put up the other day. But in general, Season 2 feels very fresh. Like, right off the bat, I'm gonna say the couple of characters that look extremely intimidating are very scary to fight now, and there's a ton of them, is absolutely Spinal and Orchid. There's a lot more Spinals and way more Orchids. It feels like if you've played Saberwolf before, you're playing Orchid now, you know what I mean? And Saberwolf is still really good. Like, that character's still amazing. So, I don't know, it's kind of like some Sadira players are still hanging around. I have played quite a bit of Ranked, and I have not run into one other Fulgore. Like, I had to ask people during a stream to play Fulgore, so hopefully you can show me cool stuff, and then people started playing him. So, Fulgore still got kind of the issue where, you know, I have my gripes with this meter system. I actually kind of like the meter system from Killer Instinct Season 1 a little bit more. But Fulgore became much more of a potent zoner in this game because, oh my gosh, dude, his fireballs do so much damage now. The light fireball is such good damage, it's ridiculous. And it moves at such a slow speed that it's practically a sonic boom from Guile. It's really, really good. Fulgore now, like, effectively, if you want to play him effectively, is even a better zoner than he was in Season 1. It's kind of crazy. So you spend a lot of your pips on zoning, and that's the way you play him now. It really feels that way. But either, I'm not too excited about that. I actually hope Fulgore gets some adjustments. His instinct is kind of weak right now. It's definitely the weakest in the entire game, especially since Saberwolf got a huge buff to his. But characters like Glacius became way more fun. Orchid is an absolute blast to play now. The crazy stuff that happens with the grenades is such a blast. I can't wait to kind of learn how to play that character a little bit more. And TJ feels, TJ's a very fun character. He's a very exciting and hype character. A lot of the parts of his combos do feel a little crunchy, where things kind of like flow from one thing to another. Some animations start up very fast, but some things look really good. I love the transition between his auto barrages when he goes from one button to the next. That all looks really smooth and really good. My only issue with TJ, it can be kind of hard to get damage sometimes if you're not starting everything with power lines, so we'll see. We'll see how he might change in the future if they do choose to change anything. But in general, regarding what I'm talking about and what you guys have played, because you've probably played a lot more than I have with Killer Instinct Season 2, what are your impressions? Do you think certain characters got nerfed into the ground and some characters are doing really good? To me, it feels like everybody's really, really, really good right now, maybe outside of Fulgore. And if you play Fulgore that super zoning way, he seems to be pretty decent if you play him like that. So let me know your opinions, guys. What's your character? What happened to your character that you might like or dislike? Or what's up with the system, and do you kind of like the new system of Killer Instinct Season 2? But thanks a ton, guys. The next KI videos you're probably going to see from me is going to be when the game comes out, when Killer Instinct Season 2 drops on October 15th, and it's going to be a doozy, man. I can't wait to get into it. As always, dudes, thanks a ton for watching. My name is Max, and I'll see you next time.